welcome to WJCS News. I'm your host, Daniel Hostetter.
And I'm Zach Trevorrow.
Last Wednesday was a really big day for the elementary. They got to enjoy serving at the school and in the community on Service Day. And they got to perform and eat at Pastors and Grandparents Day.
Justin Eckenrod interviewed the elementary principal, Kathy Spory, about what the kids got to do.
Hello, Mrs. Spory.
Good morning.
So, the first thing we're going to be talking about is the Service Day. So how long have elementary students been taking part in Service Day?
Well, we always hope that elementary students are concerned and do service all the time. They see something lying on the ground, they'll stop and pick it up. Or they see a friend that needs help, they'll stop and help them. But we started probably about 4 years ago to do an afternoon every month that is specifically for service. And so the students are divided into 8 groups, and the grade levels are mixed up, and so those students get to work with somebody that they're not usually with, and they can do a number of different projects. The teachers do the same project every month, but the students move to a different project. So in the course of a year, the students get to do recycling, they get to visit a nursing home, they get to make a snack for the family kitchen, they play with preschoolers, so they get to do a lot of different kinds of service. So we hope that because Jesus was the example of being a servant, that we will follow in that example. And we plan this afternoon, one afternoon a month, so that it really gives us a very intentional way to be servants.
Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about was elementary pastors' breakfast. So, how did this event come to be?
I think many years ago, there was a feeling that we work with, here at JCS, we work with the home and the school and the church. And we feel like that's like a 3-legged stool, and that's what makes us, gives students a firm foundation. So we tried to think of how we can best connect to the church right here in our school building. And that's when we started Pastor's Day, I think. We thought it would be great to invite them to come on our turf for a little while.
Oh, okay. The last thing we're going to be talking about is Grandparents' Day.
Okay.
So, how did this event originate?
We had a Grandparents' Day and a Pastor's Day. They were 2 separate events, and for quite a few years. And it's just fun grandparents are really important influencers for students. They're really important. My grandparents were important to me. I love being a grandparent at this point to our 10 grandchildren. So we just feel like that's a connection that we want to continue to build. And so because of that, we wanted to invite grandparents to come in. We first invited them to come in, I think, to eat lunch with the students, and then found that they really liked hanging around for a little while. So we decided we would do a whole afternoon. And instead of serving lunch, now we serve a snack in the afternoon. And we put the 2 things together, pastors and grandparents. So it's really one whole day of celebrating special people in our lives.
Yeah. Okay, that's all the questions we have.
Okay. Those are special events in our elementary lives. So thank you for asking about
them. Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome.
As many of you know, the Fall Banquet is a huge fundraising opportunity for JCS. Patrons and alumni alike donated over $80,000 during the banquet at the Pasquarello Center in Johnstown.
The entertainment for the banquet included bell choir of the vocal quartet made up of Anna Eshelman, Shiloh Peruso, Daniel Hostetter, and Caleb McDowell.
Last Friday, the senior class held a fundraising dodgeball tournament in the gym for kids and adults alike. The dodgeball tournament was a lot of fun and definitely a great success. Discovery held a vendor fair called Home for the Holidays at Greater Johnstown Christian Fellowship, where food, handicrafts, and silent auction items were sold. The fair raised money for Discovery programs. We got to talk to Mrs. Shook, and she told us that the Discovery program is designed to help students learn new strategies for learning, as well as to help them achieve their highest potential. The goal for the event is to raise $3,000 to $4,000.
Our history teacher, Jason Chrisman, took some of the aspiring leaders in the junior high to the ACSI Middle School Leadership Conference. We chatted with him about the conference.
So I'm here interviewing Mr. Crispin about the Middle School Leadership Conference he went on last week, right?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Okay, so first question. Where was the Leadership Conference held, And what students went from JCS?
We had 8 students that went with us this year. Mrs. Houston also attended as the other adult chaperone. We went to Butler, Pennsylvania, and we had 6 8th graders and 2 7th graders that went.
Okay, second question. What was the overall theme of the conference this year?
It's kind of a tricky thing because the theme was leadership, because it is a middle school leadership conference, and it was what do leaders do? How do we get back on their feet after they've fallen, after they've failed? How do we recover, and how do we still do what God has called us to do? The theme was really trying to find practical ways to make a difference, and I thought it was very good in that sense.
Were there any other points you took away from?
Yeah, I was really excited. Our middle schoolers came back, and we had more time this year than we did in other years. And you remember, Josh, because you were there with me a couple years ago, right? And but this year they had some more time to actually say, what are the practical things we're going to do when we get back to the school? And so one of the things that they decided was they wanted, in the local area, they want to find a way here at the school to encourage other students. And so I just met with them again at lunch today. We've met we met 3 times now, and talking about how we can write notes of encouragement, develop a box for people that they're having a rough day or they need some encouragement or prayer, or if you know of someone. They also are looking at making blankets to be able to give to some local agencies here in Johnstown to be able to help with that. They're doing a Christmas card drive where people rip off the back part, or at least the front part of their Christmas cards that are used after Christmas, hopefully, and we'll write encouraging things on them and then take them to nursing homes after Christmas. We don't want the photo ones, though. That gets really awkward. Here's my cousins. I don't want to see them anymore. And then we're also looking at doing a book drive. David Struvel's doing a book drive. I'll be going to Kentucky on a mission trip at Christmas time, and we're going to take some more books down there for the holler and with that. So it's really exciting how they're doing things here in the school, on the local level, and then a little bit farther as well. So yeah, that's kind of where we are, and we're still trying to incorporate even more students, which is very cool because they're not just the kids that went, but they're also coming back and saying, hey, I think that you have some skills in this. How would you like to be part of what's going on? So.
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Pleasure's mine. Thank you, folks. Have a great day. Change your world.
We are glad to see these middle schoolers rising up to become future leaders.
High school had another fun day where they split up. The underclassmen went out into the community and served. The sophomores stirred up some soup and delivered it to some friends in the community that needed it. Meanwhile, the freshmen sorted clothes and other things at St. Francis Sharing and Caring and also got to paint a wall. Hey guys, Daryl here with sports. Basketball is approaching fast, and our junior high and high school teams are looking pretty good. What's the weather going to be like over Thanksgiving, JL?
Hey guys, JL here with this week's weather, and it looks like it's going to be chilly and partly cloudy. It's also going to snow on Thanksgiving Day, so be safe and bundle up.
Hi, it's Josh here with the coming events. The JCS All-School Christmas Concert will be held at Emmanuel Baptist on December 8th. The times for the concert are 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. December 15th is also a middle school drama. Also, mark your calendars for Friday, December 1st, because the tour choir will be having a babysitting night to raise money for a choir tour, which will be from 3:15 to 9 p.m. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and till next time.